In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Question everything.
Trust nothing.
Your boys, Keeper and Crusader here on a beautiful, I almost said Monday, Tuesday evening. We are back from a long weekend. Thank you guys for being patient with us. We did some family stuff this weekend, and I owe everyone an apology right off the rip. I realized last night at about, 11:30, I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm tired. And I realized I didn't do the fire starter. I did not do the fire starter video, and I have a dope idea for the fire starter video. So it's going to happen. I'll get it done. I'll knock it out because I've got a really cool transition. It's going to be like a fun video too.
So you're going to be that guy that shoots fireworks like 2 days after 4th of July.
That guy.
Like, son of a...
Yeah, right. Dude, they had somebody like 2 neighborhoods over. I don't know. I can't even imagine. We used to do this thing at my uncle's house. There'd be 75 people over legitimately, and he would spend 20 or 30 grand on fireworks. Okay. My uncle does well. Right. And long story short, one year we are all the adult males are down light. I mean, we're lighting these. Right. And one of the tables flips over towards the crowd. And these things start firing into, dude. It was the scare. We haven't had one since. Like, legitimately, it was the scariest thing. I had to run out where all of the fireworks were blasting on people and pick up my mom. I bear hugged my mom and pick her up and like ran her out. She got hit by one of the fire. Dude, it was not.
Dude, at least that was an accident. Down here in Miami,
they're firing them at each other.
Yes, you saw that, right?
No.
Dude, there was a guy literally in a car sticking out of the sunroof, driving by a main road, shooting fireworks at a whole block of people. This actually happened.
Let's be fair. It's better than a pistol, right? So
I mean, if it hits you in the face, we'll talk about that.
I wonder if he was just shooting bottle rockets. I mean, it's still a bad idea.
Dude, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible idea. Folks, don't be shooting fireworks at people as long as it's an accident. Just be careful out there. But what I was going to say was somebody a couple neighborhoods over legitimately was blasting off like big time real deal fireworks for almost an hour. I can't even imagine how much money that they spent on what they were doing. And it was out of control.
They go all out here, dude. I was having like flashbacks, like PTSD all the way back to like the American Revolution from how many fireworks are blowing up over my house, dude. Kid was screaming, my wife was screaming, the dog was screaming. I'm telling you, it was like
the worst for me is when somebody fires off fireworks and it's not around 4th of July. I have some very interesting reactions to that, right? And
happens here every weekend.
Well, that's
every week.
Those are not. I hate to tell you this, Miguel. Those aren't fireworks. Okay.
No, they're fireworks. You see them exploding in the sky, and you're just like, why? Like,
just for no reason. They got to have something fun to do. So, listen, have fun. Be safe out there. I will get the video. Was the point of all of that? I do appreciate you guys being patient. Make sure that you smash the likes. First of all, we got 28 people in here. We should have 28 likes. So let's make sure we get that. As people come in, smash the likes. Let's have some fun. Jump into the Discord. We are going to have an official date for you this week for when the mint for when the stimulus drop for the free mint is going to happen. So we will have that actual date this week for you. So just make sure that you stick around for that.
All right.
So Miguel, what is on the podium?
We've got a ton of things. We got Ethereum gas prices. We got Singapore coming after IDs and NFTs. We got freaking what's the other one? We got England trying to get stricter on crypto regulation. We've got Bitcoin's KuCoin exchange kind of wavy right now, possibly being the next Voyager. Who knows? And we've also got I think that's it, actually. Yeah, that was it.
We've got. Did you get the Chinese? I was.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Chinese. I mixed Singapore and Chinese together. Not the same Asians, guys. I'm sorry. I know that was cultural appropriation.
I was about to say you might want to.
Somebody out there's going to
reword that a little bit. Somebody's going to hate you for that.
Yeah. The Chinese tech giants are trying to match NFTs with IDs to require you to buy an NFT, and Singapore in of itself is doing something else. They're trying to also limit retail into crypto. So that's actually a pretty big change for Singapore.
A lot going on. Pay attention to it. All of this stuff matters in the bear market. Stick around. Stick with Debate Crypto. We're going to keep you hip to what's going on and why it's actually happening. There's a lot of things that are building in the bear market, and one of the things that's also building in the bear market is the anti-crypto sentiment that is trying to push against the crypto movement. And so pay attention for that. Make sure you guys are ready. You've got to kind of have your defenses up. And yeah, that's what it is. I had one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah. If you're looking for TA throughout the week, 5:45 to 7:30, check out your boy Frankie Candles. The Candle Mafia is in the house here a lot. Make sure you guys check out Frankie Candles. I was actually talking to a friend of mine a little bit ago at a kid's birthday party about Frankie. He was like, man, I like your boy Frankie Candles. I was like, yeah, he's a good dude. I like what he's got going on. So make sure you check him out over on BitBoy Crypto's channel. So without further ado, let's kick it off. Let's listen.
Let's get into the markets.
Alpha is about to happen. Let's talk. Oh yeah, let's check the market first.
Let's get into the markets. Let's get into the markets. The people are here like, you already know a crypto channel or a 4th of July channel?
I know. I was about to actually dive into the first article talking about the gas prices and the network fees. But let's kick it off with, drum roll please, the markets. If I could see it. There we go. There you go.
Get it.
All right, cool. So the cryptocurrency market is at $912.85 billion with a B dollars, up 0.71%. I'm going to update that real quick to make sure. Looks like that's good to go. Bitcoin at 20,397. We're up about 1.37%.
That's it. I was about to say we're back and we already dropped. So that's it.
Well,
bear market.
20,178. ETH at $1,134, sitting pretty still. Tether and USDC right there. The next two, BNB holding at 232 right now, not doing too much. And guys, the rest of the way down.
Moving.
Nothing's really moving. We're sitting slow. Solana's down about 3.5%.
Feel like we're in the stock market right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if we're going to be stock market-esque on the downside, unless we are.
I thought DAI was depegging there. It dropped down to like 99 cents something. I was like, there it goes, live right here. Debate Crypto, bring it to you live.
You never know.
Stablecoin bites the dust.
That's right. Another one bites the dust. I actually saw something about USDC saying that they are stronger than ever, and it's like, yeah, well,
dude,
take out their competitors. Take out your competitors. No big deal, bro.
Yeah, dude. I even got an ad for USDC on Instagram. So check this out. I literally got an ad. I took screenshots of it because I'm gonna make a TikTok about it later. But I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you, but I'm just gonna read the screenshots to you guys real quick on how crazy this is. That they're literally setting themselves up. They set themselves. Their pictures are says trusted, stable, built differently.
Built different. Isn't it the guy that cracks the egg? He's like, built different.
So this is exactly what it looks like. Trusted, stable, built different. Like, why is it built different? Because of the people behind it, right? The people behind it are in works with all the government people and all the elite people. So that's why it's built different. That's why it's stable. I honestly think that the USDC coin will be the CBDC of the United States.
I won't be surprised. I know that at least right now it's the chosen one. It is. They're all of the Tether FUD, all the things that have been questionable with Tether. Not a chance. USDC is Circle. Circle is in bed with our lovely government and everybody. So that's just what it is. So we'll see. But I would not be surprised with that whatsoever. All right, let's dive into it. Let's talk about ETH. Ethereum transfer costs continue to slide. Let's go. Network fees tap a 19-month low. On Saturday, Ethereum transaction fees tapped a low not seen since November 2020, as the average network fee dropped to 0.0016 Ether or $1.67 per transfer. Average fees on Saturday have been as low as 32 Gwei, which is about 69 cents per transfer, as Ethereum gas fees have been steadily dropping since May 11, 2022. Let me pause right there. We are doing a free mint. We're about to announce when that happens. Guys, what a better time for you to get into a kick butt project than now. We're giving it away, and ETH, the network fees, the gas fees are stupid low. What a better time than now. Just wanted to throw that in there. Ethereum's average gas fees tapped a low on July 2nd, not seen in 19 months. Essentially, the gas or network fee is the quantity of Ethereum that's required to push a transaction on the blockchain network. If you didn't know how gas fees work or what they are, that's what's happening. Between July and May, July of 2016 and May of 2017, the network fees were between 1 cent and 10 cents to transfer. Nowadays, ETH fees are a bit more pricey. As of May 12, 2021, average fees reached $69 per transaction. So, you know, I'm not going to read
that's
this
on the low end. That's not like on an NFT mint, because when NFT mints occur, it gets wild. You see hundreds, even up to
What's the most you've ever paid on a gas fee?
For a gas fee, dude, I've paid up to like $200 to $300 on a gas
fee
to get an NFT.
Yep, I paid over $300 on a gas fee one morning, and it made me sick to my stomach. And I hate to admit this, but it was buying some trash freaking coin that one of my buddies was telling me to get into a while ago. This was a long time ago, but yeah, it was like over $300. The gas fee was
yeah, dude.
Stupid.
So the fact that gas fees are at a 19-month low is extremely bullish for Ethereum, right? It's one of the big surprises in the bear market that Ethereum does get cheaper because a lot of people leave. There's a lot less congestion on the market, and this is a great time to, like you said, we're dropping danger close alpha, right? Dude. We're building danger close alpha in the bear market, so when the bull market comes around, you can just see the massive amount of growth that will be occurring between now and then, right? It's easy to grow and blow up with hype in a bear market, in a bull market, I should say, in a bull market when there's all the NFT frenzy of everybody just trying to get an NFT, and anything just blows up, but there's no real fundamentals, there's no real essence to those projects, and like you see, most of them rug pull, most of them disappear, most of them die out. We're literally building this in the bear market. One of the great benefits of this is going to be that not just the smart contract is already optimized, but gas fees themselves are already going to be much lower already, which helps you guys out since we are minting on the Ethereum blockchain these initial 3 phases. Could that change in the future? Maybe, but at least these 3 initial phases will be on Ethereum, 100% guaranteed.
And
so we're going to be here in the bull market.
And it's a beautiful thing, guys, because at the end of the day, you are, whether you like the gas fees or hate the gas fees, you are going to be picking up an asset that is on the most stable of blockchains. ETH isn't going anywhere. It can go as low as people want to, scare you into thinking ETH's going to go down these stupid low numbers, just like they'll try to scare you with Bitcoin. Guys, the reality is ETH isn't going anywhere. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. So stack. Let's get it. Let's talk about KuCoin. I have seen some KuCoin FUD. People are
talking about it in the chat right now. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's talk about some KuCoin FUD. Let me pull it up here. Where is it? Here we go. All right, so price of Bitcoin exchanges KuCoin's KCS token tanks amid insolvency rumors. Since rumors spread on Twitter about the exchange halting withdrawals, traders have sold off the company's KCS token. The price of KCS, that's the KuCoin token, native token of the KuCoin cryptocurrency exchange, has tanked over the past 7 days following insolvency rumors. At the time of writing, KuCoin was down 17.34% in the past week, trading for $8.75, according to CoinMarketCap. Okay, interesting. We see that trending downward. Okay. KuCoin is the world's 5th largest cryptocurrency exchange with a 24-hour trading volume of $928 million. Its KCS token is the number 49 digital asset on CoinMarketCap with a market cap of $858 million. But earlier this week, rumors started to spread on crypto Twitter that KuCoin would halt withdrawals because it was about to go bust. KuCoin CEO Johnny Liu responded by saying that the company had no exposure to Luna, Three Arrows Capital, or Babel. No immense suffer from any coin collapse. No plan to halt withdrawals. Everything on KuCoin is operating well, Liu said on Twitter, adding that KuCoin reserves the right to take legal actions against those spreading false rumors. Liu was referring to 3 recent meltdowns in the cryptocurrency system. You guys know what those were. Don't have to get into those. All of those examples had issues with liquidity in the crypto ecosystem as digital assets have plunged in the price since the bear market. Okay, so I'm not going to read any more of that, but Miguel, is it? Whoops, sorry, I tried to do the same thing you did. Is this just crypto Twitter BS? People trying to fire things up and stoke some flames, or what?
Like, people take advantage of the bear market. We've already seen a lot of these people giving some warnings for some of these exchanges before they went bust, and some of them have come true, right? So now people are hyper aware and focusing on these crypto exchanges, locking their liquidity and being insolvent. So now anybody can obviously spin up some news and say, hey, exchange whatever is insolvent, pull out your money right now, and people are going to believe it because they've already seen more than 3 examples of it happening in the last couple of weeks. So people are afraid, and people manipulate these fears, right? dropping whether KuCoin is insolvent or not, whether the rumors are true or not, we don't know. Time will tell. All I know is KuCoin's been around for a very long time. I don't believe they're going to be insolvent. I don't believe they're going to have a problem. I think they're going to be one of the few, just like Coinbase, that will not have an issue. But you just never know.
Yeah,
so what do we always say?
Not your keys,
not your coins. Therefore, pull out your crypto off any centralized exchange just to be safe. But yes, the fear will be manipulated to make the market dump even further with anything that's happening, because it's already been happening, man.
You know, think about it though, Miguel. The influencers in the space have such a pressing influence, right? Like the word influencer, we've talked about it before. We just don't care for it, right? We're creators, right? And we're content creators, but we do have influence.
We do influence people.
Yeah, and so part of the problem is you get you get Twitter, where literally, you know how it is now, right? Social media, when you see somebody sees a TikTok and they're calling their friend, like, listen to what just happened. It could be total BS, but they saw it on TikTok. So it's the same thing on crypto Twitter, right? And what's happening is people that have a large following, doesn't take much, put a suggestion out there. The suggestion gets, grabbed onto, and then all of a sudden we have something going on like this, where KuCoin is going to be insolvent.
Dude,
just, and like as you look through like the article, I mean, unless he's just flat out lying to everybody, it's not happening.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the 100%. That's exactly what Elon does, right? He'll grab anything, retweet, and people are like, "What? You saw what he said? That's it. Buy that, whatever shit token it is. Buy it, because he retweeted it, right?"
Yep.
So that's exactly what's happening. Any FUD or anything, you're gonna see a lot of that in the bear market. We always got to be careful. Just like in the bull market, we see a lot of FOMO. In the bear market, you're going to see more FUD than ever, and some of it's going to be true. Some of it's going to end up not being true.
Yeah.
So it's just part of the game.
Just take a quick break from our to mention our sponsor. This is little Addie. Addie wants to say hello to everybody. What did you say? Oh, she said there's a free mint coming in the next couple weeks. Danger Close Alpha Baby, high five. Woo!
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, I mean, It's the bear market. There's going to be a lot of surprises, a lot of curveballs being thrown out here to people. And like we were saying about the word influencer, we don't like to to call ourselves influencers. But at the end of the day, no matter how much you say not financial advice, and no matter how much you say do your own research, people will log on to YouTube, people will log on to Twitter or TikTok, watch a video and say, hey, this guy said go get this, or this guy said this thing's going down. I'm gonna believe it.
Yeah,
and that's just the truth.
It doesn't take much. So speaking of not much, let's take a little peek into what Singapore's got going on, because they are trying to push people around a little bit here. Let me see. Where's the headline? There it is. Singapore's finance regulator mulls limits on retail participation in crypto. Amid a string of recent bearish events in the crypto space, Singapore's financial watchdog is considering new safeguards to protect consumers. Pause. Considering new safeguards to protect consumers. Folks, do we really believe, before we even read this article, do we really believe that they're doing any of this to safeguard consumers? No, not a freaking chance. Not a chance. The Monetary Authority of Singapore, the MAS, won't rule out amendments to existing legislation and introduce new rules that would add more restrictions on retail crypto traders. In a written response to a question raised by one of the city-states MPs, MAS chairman, I'm not even going to try, said that Singapore's central bank has been carefully considering the introduction of additional consumer protection safeguards. Okay. These may include placing limits on retail participation and rules on the use of leverage when transacting in cryptocurrencies, wrote whatever his name is. According to the chairman, the borderless nature of cryptocurrency markets also implies, quote, a need for regulatory coordination and cooperation globally. These issues are being discussed at various international standard setting bodies where MAS actively participates, he added. Bro.
Dude, this is massive.
Listen, you are not smart enough to invest your own money. I will tell you how much you can invest. I will tell you how much you can leverage, and we will tell you at what point you need to cut it off. What a load of freaking horse hockey, bro. This stuff really upsets me, dude.
Started with Ukraine, right? People donated money to Ukraine, tons of money in crypto, because the other platforms weren't allowing it. They made a bunch of money off of it, and then they said, "But by the way, it's banned for the people. The people can't use this anymore." What do you mean? Like, this is the one thing that we're gonna see that's very different in this bear market, unlike any other. All these black swan events, all these catastrophes that we're seeing of exchanges dropping, locking liquidity, Luna crashing, all these things are going to be used to regulate the market into the benefit of, we're here to save you. We're here to provide you with safety, right? And this is where it starts, right? Countries like this,
and then they scare you with a story attached to it too,
right? They show you, hey, look what happened to Luna. People lost thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, billions of dollars, destroyed forever, right? And they're going to show you all these examples.
Capital. They're going to say, if it can happen to a big company,
exactly,
it can happen to you, and we're here
big
to
companies,
protect
you. Big exchanges, big anything. Anybody can. And all these people lost all their money, yada yada yada. And people that are new, especially new to crypto, are going to say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, wait a minute, right? Yeah, we need regulation." Like, I had this argument. Right, I'm gonna literally say it's an argument. It was not a discussion.
China light. Singapore is a bit like China light.
With my friend, with Devin, you know him, because he's in the financial markets, and he's like, "Yeah, we need regulation. Yeah, people don't know how to stay safe. We need to save them."
Oh, Devin was saying this.
Yeah, because he worked. Yeah, I'm like, dude, you're one of them. You're one of them. You are an insider. You're in there. Of course, you're gonna believe their fugazi,
their rhetoric. Yeah,
and it's like, dude, it was aggravating. It's literally aggravating that people believe that this is actually beneficial. And then they give me a few examples, right? He gives me an example like, oh, but just imagine, like, your grandma, they're getting all these scams and they're sending their money to these scams. We prevent that, right? We make sure we look into where the money is going to be sent before the transaction happens, and we say, no, we're canceling this transaction because that company is suspicious of whatever activity. So we save that person money.
The same way my transactions couldn't go through in Brazil with my own freaking money from my bank because I didn't check in with them to ask if I could leave the country. Get out of here, bro.
I'm telling you, man. People need to understand that, yes, the crypto markets are kind of a wild, wild west where some very bad things happen. But that is what freedom is about. If you give up all your freedoms for safety, you have no freedom. Why do you want all this revolutionary technology if you're not going to be free to use it how you want to, only how they want to? Might as well stay in the fiat system. Nothing will change if we just give up all our freedoms for safety.
Rob lives up in China, which also known as Canada, says he feels feel the pain. Miguel, you just said something just real quick. I don't want to get us off topic, but you just said something. I did a TikTok on this recently, and I feel like it got no views on purpose, right? I'm going to introduce an idea real quick. Can't take credit for it because I did hear it somewhere else, but when I heard it, it clicked. So back in the slave days, right? When America was founded, we had slavery, and people that even weren't slaves, right? People that even weren't slaves were introduced to the idea of you get rewarded with being able to move about and be free. And the actual slaves would get like extra things that they could do, places they could go, right? So it started off with that, and that's how you're getting rewarded with freedom, right? Now, fast forward, we've got the internet, which was a huge part of freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, all of these things. And what's happening is enough people are talking together that they're the big dogs that don't want us doing things are saying, holy crap, they're talking enough about how they really are free and how they have things like Bitcoin and they have different things as it relates to the system that they could literally just leave us behind. What do we do? Well, we've already introduced this. They've already got this. They know they don't need us. So now we introduce a world based on safety. It was on freedom. Now it's on safety. And now it's, you can't go here unless you do this because it's bad for you. You could die. You could kill somebody else. What if your neighbor, this, that, and the third, right? It's moving into the financial markets now, though, too, because they're seeing, and this is what I'm getting at, they're seeing, hey, people are realizing they have literally financial freedom. Like if everybody just started accepting cryptocurrency right now, guess who my bank is? It's the bank of Keeper, right? I'm my own bank at this point, right? They don't want that. And so what's happening is they're looking around and saying, Well, we've got to introduce safety. It's got to be safety. We don't have a way to stop the freedom train. That's already started. People are recognizing and talking about that. So now we have to introduce an idea like safety. And it's freaking flat out scary, man, because it sounds so, just like Devin's a smart dude. I've hung out with him. He's a nice guy and he's a smart dude. If he is being, has the wool pulled over his eyes like that, guess how many other people that are intelligent as well.
Tons.
Make sure he watches this episode too, by the way. Shout out to Devin. Shout out to being dead wrong on this subject. It's okay. You're not here to defend yourself, but we still love you, bro. We still love you. So at any event, I think it's interesting. I think we need to pay attention to the fact that every single day things are being taken away from us under the guise of something else. So
100%, dude.
That's what it is. Let's check out what the Bank of England is doing and stick around. We're going to be talking about the Chinese tech giants. We'll be talking about that in a minute. They are doing some interesting things as it relates to NFTs, so don't miss that.
Smash the likes if you haven't smashed the likes yet, guys. Let's get those likes up. Smash the likes. And make sure you guys remember tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, Twitter Spaces for Danger Close Alpha. Make sure you are involved.
Bank of England wants stricter rules for crypto to avoid systemic risk. Are we noticing a
surprise? Surprise.
The UK central bank renews its concerns about stablecoins and wants stricter laws and regulation of the crypto market as a whole. The Bank of England today called for better regulation of cryptocurrencies, noting vulnerabilities in the market. In the UK central bank's financial stability report published Tuesday, it said that crypto asset valuations have fallen sharply, plunging from a peak of nearly $3 trillion last year to $883 billion it's at now. It said that although this wipeout did not pose risks to financial stability overall, tougher laws are needed to protect the wider financial system in the future. A number of vulnerabilities were exposed within the crypto asset market, similar to those exposed by past episodes of instability in more traditional parts of the financial system, the report said. These events did not pose risk to financial stability overall, but unless addressed, systemic risks would emerge if crypto asset activity and its interconnectedness with the wider financial system continued to develop. It added, noting that stronger law enforcement and regulations are needed. But yeah, I feel like we're beating a dead horse here, dude. Everyone wants to jump in on the idea.
We read the articles ahead of time, and we knew that this was coming up.
It's almost, let's even go further. It's almost as if these different news agencies collaborate, but that would never happen. They don't get fed. They don't get fed information.
Never.
Have you seen, dude? Have you seen? I love the TikToks, right? Where they literally show one after the other, almost laid on top of each other of word for word news broadcasters saying the exact same thing at the exact same time. Like, really?
Do you think that's what we're doing now? They just get like a massive email, like they all just get one massive email from the boss. It's just like the boss.
I think
they all just read the emails like, oh, the prompters are like, oh snap, let me just write this into the prompt.
So I do. I think there's a form. There has to be literally a script, because they're saying the exact. Listen, you don't have people all over the world, all over the United States, saying word for word and then giving the exact same point. That's the crazy.
Well,
part.
I mean. Well, hold on. So
they're coming to the same conclusion.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Okay. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is saying the same thing, but they're all separated, right? They're all different. There's no way that they can all be collaborating. Okay. This same concept happened in our ancient times, right? We've seen pyramids in South America. Mm-hmm. We've seen pyramids in Egypt. Okay. We've seen pyramids in China. Okay. We've also seen little scripture, not scriptures, but what is it called? What is it called?
Hieroglyphics?
Yes, we've seen those very similar around the same concept. We've seen a lot of similarities between all these cultures. There's even one that was like building like a little like flying, It was kind of like they
looked like a UFO.
Yeah, no, they deemed it as like a toy of the time, right? It was like this little bird that was like carved out or whatever, but it was like perfect dimensions, and it was basically the bird could technically fly if it had enough draft under the bird could lift.
Okay.
And this is seen across very different cultures, and the whole point is like, how could all these cultures be building pyramids at the same exact angles, right, aligned to the stars? Okay. Why would they all be doing the same exact thing unless somebody was feeding them some information like, hey, you should be checking this star alignment over here and make sure your stuff is aligning with this stuff, and you should be working on this kind of thing. And That's why all their cultures have very big similarities, but no possibility of ever interacting because they're so far apart in the world.
So how did the information get communicated back then? Because now we already know, like Sean even just said it. He said when you have multiple different news media outlets owned by a couple corporations, it's easy to get the news to them. How are they getting news, Miguel, or how are they getting information out to the? Come on, go ahead. Well, was it the CERN? Was the CERN?
No, it wasn't the CERN. That's a whole different topic for a whole nother day. Maybe for tomorrow for What If Wednesday. But the whole concept is
we do need to do that. The CERN tomorrow.
There has to be some kind of higher intelligence that is able to travel among these cultures and deliver the information or point them in the right direction, right? Has anyone seen the Eternals from Disney, the whole Marvel movie Eternals? That's pretty much what it is. There's an intelligent civilization that comes and it says, hey, you guys are struggling. Let me give you a few tips and pointers here. And then they fly off to the next one. They're like, hey, here's the same tips and pointers. And they all start building very big similarities. Well, not saying aliens, but aliens.
But aliens. Yeah, I don't know. I have some very interesting thoughts on that, but it's not What If Wednesday, so we won't dive into it. But I think that it's interesting, dude, because you're right.
I'm just saying, if all the news articles do the same thing, somebody's feeding it to them, right? Then why were all these civilizations doing the same thing?
Agreed. And when you have, there are such thing, I believe, as coincidences, but when you have a number of them that are very specific put together, bro, throw them out the window. It's called a game plan.
There's no coincidence in this simulation, my friend.
Yeah, no. I hear you. Matrix. I hear you. Let's talk about, speaking of the Matrix, let's talk about China. Let's talk about what China is trying to do with NFTs. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Smash the likes, get in the Discord, get ready. Freaking gas prices are as low as they've ever freaking been. Make sure you guys
not at the pump, though.
Discord. Well, that's not.
Those are the wrong type of gas prices. Ethereum gas prices are the lowest we've ever seen. Real gas prices are through the roof.
This is a fact. ETH gas prices, I did need to clarify that. You're right. Chinese tech giants Alibaba, Tencent to require ID checks for NFT purchases. China's largest tech firms have adopted a new self-discipline initiative that aims to bring more clarity to the NFT space. Okay. Tencent, Ant Group, Baidu, JD.com, and several other leading Chinese tech companies last week issued a self-disciplined developmental proposal for the digital collectible industry that would introduce real name authentication for users that issue, buy, and sell non-fungible tokens, according to South China Morning Post report. According to a statement by the China Cultural Industry Association, the signatories of the agreement also acknowledged and reaffirmed the existing regulation which bans the use of cryptocurrencies, stressing that platforms offering digital collectibles, the term used in mainland China to describe NFTs, can only support legal tender as the denomination and settlement currency. Digital collectible platforms should also hold relevant regulatory certifications, ensure the security of underlying blockchain technologies, and bolster intellectual property protection. Although the document doesn't mention the resale of NFTs, the initiative pledges to avoid setting up secondary marketplaces for NFT trading and firmly resist speculation. Dude, what are we doing here? Like, why is everything moving KYC? Every freaking thing. They're talking about KYC hardware wallets. They're talking about KYC to be able to buy a hardware wallet at some point. Bro,
I mean, it's like almost I can see into the future, bro. I think the CERN has been affecting me in a certain type of way, where I'm starting to get some of these visions of the possible outcomes of the future here. And I've been telling you that this was coming, right? These white lists to get your money off exchanges, that's coming, right? Coinbase, Crypto.com already does that. You need to put your address in, wait 24 hours, and if they say okay, then you can transfer your money. But you can't transfer your money to an unknown wallet unless 24 hours later after they check it out. What are they doing? They're whitelisting you. They're making sure they're getting a list of all the addresses you send. So this stuff, right? This KYC, all these things are happening, and they're going to continue happening. We've talked about it. Bear market. They're going to use all these situations to regulate and make sure that they, put their hands in control, right, of everything they can. We need to fight for our freedoms. We need to stand up and not allow these things to happen. We need to push for more decentralization. We need to have standards as a crypto community of what we want as crypto products, and vote with our dollars, right? Vote with where we put our money. A lot of people vote with XRP, and they vote, into HBAR and all these centralized projects that are working with governments and are working with the elites to not be helping you guys. They're benefiting their own interest. We need to work towards more decentralization and put our money in this KYC stuff, man. It's gonna get dark real quick, my friend.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I agree with you on a lot of that. I also believe that as people continue to abide, as people continue to play ball, as people continue to just
for safety
roll
and
over and say, rub my stomach like a dog does. I think as that happens, they just like you were talking about, like calling it like a pressure cooker, they're going to turn up the heat. Like, okay, well, they're going to allow us to do that. Let's see if we can get this. And they do put it under the guise of safety and convenience. And it does make things more convenient after you do it just this one time. It's like the airport thing I've talked about, right? But the reality is they're data harvesting, and they want to be able to know where everything is at all times, how it got there, who played a part in it, how do we tax it, all movement. They want to know about it.
Perfect example. Not yesterday, Sunday, I told you I had a family emergency.
Yep.
My parents had to schedule an emergency flight out of the country to go. They had to take some cash with them. The cash is in the bank. It's a long weekend. The bank is closed on Sunday. Monday, they're flying out Monday in the morning. The bank wasn't going to be open either.
Yep.
So what happens? Your money is locked up. You cannot use it because this entity that is for your safety literally says, hey, we're just not available. We got stuck literally going to the ATMs and trying to max out our ATM daily value on all our cards to be able to pull out as much money as possible for what they needed for the trip. So this is what's coming for crypto. The control of your money.
It's already, hold on a second. It's already there because we already have daily withdrawal limits, right? That's probably going to crack down even tighter.
Yeah, for now, these limits are pretty extensive, right? They're like tens of thousands, $20,000
$5,000 on freaking Coinbase or Robinhood or something. It's not as much as it should be.
Agreed. Pero the things will clamp down with more, like the crypto.com thing. Dude, that thing super turned me off about crypto.com, having to put your address in 24 hours to be able to send my money. What if I needed it right now? What if it was that emergency, right? What if I was completely clocked out of the fiat world and I was like, hey, I'm holding stable coins, and I'm putting all my paychecks into stable coins, getting into crypto, and I'm putting everything into crypto. And then now when I need to move out into whatever, the exchange says, oh, by the way, you can't do that. It takes 24 hours.
Yeah.
What do you mean it takes 24 hours? Crypto was created for be a peer-to-peer system so that there is no middleman stopping a transaction from occurring. We are literally going backwards into this system where we're putting these middlemen, or we're allowing these middlemen to come into play and put stops to transactions when that should not be happening. That is not what the blockchain was created for.
That's right. It was created for us to be able to take out that centralized entity, to take out the issues that you're talking about right now, and introduce a new way where we truly can be in charge of our own funds, our own finances. And I couldn't agree with you more, man. It's one of the coolest things. If we took all the people watching the stream right now, combined with you and I, and just the people that are subscribers, whatever, and everybody made the move, hey, we're doing strictly crypto, and we started our own community like we're doing with Danger Close Alpha. Everyone accept crypto, we take ETH, we take Bitcoin, whatever. Do you know that we could theoretically run an entire economy with cryptocurrency? Because value is what two people agree on, right? If I've talked about this before, this phone case, if this is the value within the community, well, make sure you've got a phone case and it's worth X amount of whatever the case may be. But with cryptocurrency, it's the same exact thing. It's the same idea. When we get to the point where one ETH is one ETH is one ETH and one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin and one Bitcoin, the freaking government better watch out, and they know it. That's what's happening.
100%. And we, you know, one of the things that blows my mind is we just celebrated 4th of July. So if all of you here are Americans or in America, we celebrate freedom, right? We celebrating the independence of the United States away from England, and, you know, becoming free. We're celebrating freedom. But nowadays in 2022, people do not know what freedom is. People do not understand the concept of freedom because we have been programmed to not experience freedom for so long now. Going back to the conversation I had with Devin, right? I was expressing to him, I was like, dude, you don't understand the power of being my own bank, of no one stopping me of sending money from point A to point B, and no one can do anything about it. Oh, but you can be doing illegal things, and that's not good. So we need to limit that.
When
dude,
I buy dope on the corner, it's illegal, right? Like,
I'm not saying for there not to be consequences for these things to happen, but I should have the freedom to use my money however I want to do it. If I do something illegal with it, obviously there needs to be consequences for it. But people don't correlate that being free, having the will to do whatever you want, even if you do something bad, then there will be consequences. We're not saying let's live in a consequence-free world. Absolutely not. But let's live in a world with freedom. And the first step you need to have is financial freedom. Freedom of your own money to use it however you want, right? People think about buying houses, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. Buying houses. Buying property is a scam created by banks. That's what it is. They created properties to sell you money. That was the only way they can make you get money and get money off of that with the interest rates. It's the only way.
They have to be able to loan you on something.
Yes,
on
they
a
have
basis
to, right?
of
They
something.
have to sell you money somehow.
The
only way to sell it is by selling you property. But property is not yours. You step out of line, that property's gone.
You better pay your taxes, son.
Yeah, you paid off the entire house, but you didn't pay your property taxes. Boom, you're done. Right? You step out of line, you're under investigation for whatever they deem wrong, right? Because that can happen. Assets frozen, bank accounts frozen, properties can be seized for being under investigation. You're not even found guilty yet, and these things can happen. So is that property ever really yours if they can take it away from you at an instant? No, that property is never actually yours. It will never be yours. The land will never be yours. It's never yours. Yeah. Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, something that they cannot take away from you. It's in your ledger. They can't access it. There's no way they can get to it. You can lock it up and throw it away, and they can never get it, right? That is true property ownership. That is true ownership, not what we have. We live in a world of lies. We live in a world of false narratives of freedom and ownership, and we have none of it.
Yeah. It's you know, when my eyes started to open, and we're going to close with this, but when my eyes started to open, it almost gave me this kind of like a sick feeling in my stomach, and I'll tell you why. It made me recognize that everything that I was taught growing up, it's kind of a lie, right? Like the education system, lie, the money system, lie, like the just everything that I was raised to know and understand. Saving money, well, we're at a point right now where you're not saving your way to retirement, lie. Like it's all just, and listen, this is not some right-wing conspiracy conversation, or we've been talking about this a lot. It's not left or right. It's not old or young. It's not black or white. It's not woman or man or whatever, right? The government will come to its knees, would fall to its knees to us, the people, if we literally stood up and said, you know what? Enough's enough. We're not doing the two-party system anymore. We're not distinguishing between black and white, man and woman, old and young. We're just going to be people that love each other and agree on freedoms that we live and ideals that we live by. If we could do that, guess who would have control of everything and have true freedom? We would. But we're not willing to. They've got us divided. They've got us exactly where they want us. They have you pointing and looking over here. They have you pointing and looking over here. If you look at some of the stuff that's happened recently in the Roe v. Wade, right? They get buzz topics that people get incredibly emotional about, and they bring them forward. Guess what happened at the exact same time that happened? The Ghislaine Maxwell, they gave her 20 years, right? And that happened. That case
never
came through
released the names,
and they have not release the names, right?
What happened to all the people that went there? Why aren't they on trial?
It is
they're into
right,
reporting.
exactly. But hold on, no, you don't be looking at that. Look over here because we've got this going on. And so, folks, what we're trying to say is, first of all, we freaking love you. We want you to experience freedom, and that's
they also did the same thing with Amber Heard.
To you. Oh, dude, absolutely.
Dude, they gave that so much coverage. They gave
it was like the O.J. Simpson trial, like
zero coverage to the Maxwell thing.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. We, at the end of the day, want you to experience the freedom that we have. We started by reading, let's say, the Bitcoin Standard right over here, right? And starting to understand what is money? What does it look like? What is Bitcoin? How does it operate? How does it give us freedom? We started with that and then started to recognize, oh my gosh, everything that we knew as far as monetary system, it's not factual. It's not correct. Here it really is. So we want to pass that on to you, and we want to pass on the liberties and freedoms that we should be enjoying as a people to you as well. And that's why we bring up a lot of this stuff, because it does matter. We know we're a crypto channel, but it does matter for your peace and well-being and getting prepared. And go ahead, Miguel.
I was saying that's exactly why we're doing Danger Close Alpha, right?
Yep.
All these things that we're talking about are embedded into Danger Close Alpha. It's not just about preparing, about getting skills and getting resources for, climate change, natural disasters, all the way to government tyranny. It's also about learning these concepts that we're talking about: freedom, how to actually be free from these things and prepare, right? It's all going to be embedded in our story. If you're looking at this image behind us, right, floating behind us, you see the fold, you see the DCA, you see there's a divide, right? There's goggles, there's a divide in the middle. There's a reason why one group thinks a certain way and another group is trying to persuade us in a different way. There's going to be tons of layers into our project. And initially, if you haven't been in the Discord just yet, it's the 3 phases. We're going to build our own ecosystem, right? We talked about it earlier in the show, bartering between ourselves within our own NFT collection, which is the free stimulus drop. That's going to be our bartering system. Then we're going to be giving out the bug out, right? If you bug out early, you get rewarded heavily. We're going to hit you with a lot of rewards there with the 3-day survival boot camp paid for. And then we're finally coming into our chapter 1 drop, where our characters are DCA seekers, right? The characters are revealed, and we're going to be building so much further into it. Online education, real life utility. Everything is being built in the bear market right now, and it's only going to survive because we're building it with real life utility. We're not promising you massive gains. We're not promising you all these fugazi dreams that all these other NFTs are promising you. We're giving you skills. We're giving you resources. We're giving you things that you can obtain in real life through these NFTs. So if the grid goes down and we go dark and NFTs disappear along with crypto, you still took away the value. You extracted the value through your skills and resources of being part of this community.
That's true value, and that's what we are about. That's why we pressed forward with the project and didn't wait until things are all hunky-dory in the crypto markets. This isn't about the crypto markets. This is about you getting yourself and your family prepared. That's what we're here for. I want to say a quick shout out. Feel like I'm saying this man's name all the time. Actually, hold on. This actually wasn't Crypto Billy tonight. This was Michael. Michael Evanchik says, no message. Just love you guys. Michael, we love you too, brother. We thank you. We see you. We see you. We see you. We see you. We appreciate you. Everyone else in the chat, everyone else that's here, if you're watching us not live, we freaking love you. We appreciate you. We hope you guys have a blessed evening. Take care of your families. Get yourself prepared. Make sure to join Danger Close Alpha. Get in the Discord. We appreciate you guys. Just remember, question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time, hodl.
Like it's hot, because Twitter Spaces are happening tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern.
We'll see you soon.